Xerious Chronicles of the Nova. Episode 1: Arrival on Xerious. The story opens with a sweeping, cinematic scene as the Earth spaceship Nova bursts from a glowing warp tunnel, entering the mysterious orbit of Xerious. The planet is an enigmatic jewel, shrouded in a thick, swirling atmosphere that flickers with electric storms and strange auroras. The Nova's captain, Elena Grant, a seasoned leader with a reputation for bravery, stares intently through the expansive viewport. Her deep green eyes, sharp and commanding, reflect both awe and an unsettling premonition. Xerious was charted as a dormant world, a peaceful haven for scientific exploration, but the energy radiating from the planet feels almost malevolent. The tension is palpable as the crew gathers on the bridge, their faces illuminated by the glow of their instruments. The Nova hums with the energy of its advanced engines, the sound vibrating through the hull like a living heartbeat. Commander Marcus Steele, a tall, broad-shouldered man with a stern expression and short-cropped black hair, stands beside Grant, his posture rigid with military precision. His brown eyes, dark and intense, scan the planet's surface for any sign of danger. Every muscle in his body is coiled, ready for action. He trusts Grant implicitly, but his soldier's instinct tells him that something is very, very wrong. Amazing introduction. As the Nova begins its descent into Xerious atmosphere, the crew experiences their first true encounter with the alien landscape. The ship shudders violently as it breaches the planet's dense atmospheric barrier, the air around them alive with the crackling energy of violent electrical storms. Through the windows, the team sees a world unlike any they've ever encountered: vast, jagged mountain ranges that seem to pierce the sky, bioluminescent forests that pulse with eerie, unnatural light, and rivers of liquid that glow with an unearthly, otherworldly hue. The sky above is a chaotic swirl of deep purples and blues, split by flashes of lightning that illuminate the landscape with harsh, strobe-like bursts. The descent is rough. The Nova's engines roar against the planet's powerful winds, the hull groaning under the strain. Mia Carter, the team's xenobiologist, is the first to step out when the ship finally lands. She's a woman of science, driven by an insatiable curiosity, and her first steps on Xerious are filled with awe and excitement. Her curly red hair, tied back in a loose ponytail, glows softly in the alien light, and her bright blue eyes sparkle with wonder as she scans the environment with her advanced sensors. But her joy quickly turns to concern as her instruments begin to malfunction, overwhelmed by the sheer power of the planet's energy fields. The team quickly realizes that they are not alone. Emerging from the shadows of the dense forests are tall, slender beings with translucent skin and glowing eyes. These creatures move with an ethereal grace, their bodies flickering like ghostly apparitions. They do not attack, but their presence is unsettling, a silent reminder that Xerious is far from the uninhabited world they were led to believe. Commander Steele instinctively steps forward, placing himself between the beings and the rest of the team, his hand hovering over the energy pistol at his side. His protective nature is evident in his every move, his jaw clenched in silent determination. Non-stop action. The action begins almost immediately. The ground beneath the team's feet trembles, and the air becomes thick with a strange, oppressive force that seems to sap their strength. Elena Grant orders the team to move quickly, her voice calm but authoritative. The crew splits into teams to explore their surroundings and establish a secure base. The landscape is treacherous, sharp rocks, sudden drops, and unpredictable weather patterns make every step a challenge. The sounds of their movements echo eerily through the valleys, the clatter of boots on stone, the rustle of equipment, and the faint, almost imperceptible whispers of the wind. As they venture deeper into the wilderness, they begin to encounter more of Xerious' strange inhabitants, creatures with elongated limbs and eyes that seem to glow with an inner light. These beings are not openly hostile, but their presence is unnerving. Mia Carter attempts to communicate with them, using a universal translator and gestures, but the creatures remain silent, watching with an intensity that makes the hair on the back of her neck stand on end. The tension in the air is thick, and every member of the team is on edge, their nerves frayed by the constant sense of being watched. The discovery of an ancient alien artifact buried deep within a mountain shifts the mission's focus from exploration to survival. This artifact, a massive crystalline structure that hums with an ominous energy, is the source of the strange readings and the planet's instability. The team realizes that this device, left behind by an unknown race, is malfunctioning, and its power threatens to unleash a catastrophe that could wipe out all life on Xerious. The race against time begins. Elena Grant leads the team in a desperate attempt to deactivate the artifact. The sounds of their equipment and the frantic beeping of their scanners fill the air as they work, their faces etched with concentration and fear. The artifact resists their efforts, its energy levels spiking dangerously. The ground shakes violently, and the air is filled with the deafening roar of the planet's core reacting to the artifact's power. Just as it seems all hope is lost, Commander Steele finds a way to access the artifact's control systems. His fingers move with practiced precision over the controls, his face a mask of determination. With a final command, he deactivates the artifact, but not before it releases a massive energy wave that shakes the planet to its core, causing the very landscape to shift and crack. The team barely escapes with their lives, racing back to the Nova as the ground collapses behind them. As the Nova lifts off, the crew is left with a sense of unease. They have survived, but the cost has been high, and they are left with more questions than answers. Elena Grant stares out at the planet from the bridge, her expression unreadable as she contemplates the mission's next steps. Character details. Elena Grant, a leader who is both courageous and compassionate. Elena is driven by a deep sense of duty. She has a slender build, with shoulder-length brown hair that she keeps tied back in a tight bun, and piercing green eyes that miss nothing. Her emotions are tightly controlled, but her inner strength and determination shine through, especially in moments of crisis. Despite the weight of command, she never falters, her resolve unshakable. Commander Marcus Steele, a man of action. Marcus is practical, methodical, and fiercely loyal to his team. He is tall, muscular, and has a commanding presence that naturally draws others to him. His black hair is always neatly trimmed, and his brown eyes are sharp and focused, constantly scanning for threats. He carries the weight of his responsibilities heavily, often struggling with the fear of failure and the burden of protecting those under his command. His protectiveness of the team, especially Mia Carter, reveals a softer side beneath his hardened exterior. Mia Carter, a brilliant xenobiologist, Mia is both curious and compassionate, with a deep love for all living things. She is shorter in stature, with a lean build, curly red hair that she often ties back, and bright blue eyes that seem to sparkle with intelligence and warmth. Her quick smile and infectious enthusiasm can lighten even the darkest moments, but the dangers of Xerious bring out a more serious, determined side of her. She is willing to take risks to understand the alien life forms they encounter, driven by her desire to protect and preserve them. Fade out.